the tarot cards here. If you've seen my previous video, I said that I'm not going to read tarot cards. But if you have a gift, you have to use it. And the energy that was shown to me yesterday and today this morning was that going against the current. When there is an energy that wants to go through you and you're like, no, I'm not doing this. What happens is that you're met with such resistance. This morning when I woke up and I had a coffee with myself, I felt like I was surrounded with gray walls. And I didn't see much. It was not a nice place to be honest. Until I did this. I took a tarot deck and I just held it for a second. I didn't even have to shuffle, I didn't even have to pull a card. It was already clearly shown to me what is the situation, what is going on, what's in the field. I was feeling alive again. So message for anybody who has any type of gift or a talent or a desire to do something. You gotta do it. The world is burning. There is no better time than now. If somebody tells you you cannot do it, don't listen to them. If you with yourself, if you and you have an agreement that you gotta do something, play piano, play basketball, I don't know, draw dwarfs, speak to trees, do tarot readings. If you have something to do, you gotta do it. You gotta do it. Right? So as I touched the tarot deck again, I gotta say, it is not excluded that I will be doing tarot readings again in the future. Let's see how that unfolds. It was shown to me that the energy currently is very abrupt. You might find yourself feeling like you're having a midlife crisis without even being in a midlife position. Maybe you already passed the midlife. Maybe you're too young to even know what that is. Finding yourself about to do something and starting to do it and then abruptly changing the course and completely flipping on the completely other side and then doing this for a moment and then wondering, what the hell am I doing? Right? So the way I see you is that there is a clear, centered part of you who knows exactly what to do, why to do it, where to go, how to do it, has a clear vision and clear understanding in the clear direction of where life is going. And then inside of you, there's also children of you, not your literal children, but your inner children. The previous aspects of you that you have lived, and they're showing up everywhere. It's a mess. It's a madhouse right now. So they're showing up while you're cooking, while you're showering, while you're choosing which music to listen, while you're sleeping even. You might be experiencing parts of yourself that you thought, oh, I healed that long ago, but here they are with their emotional bodies, making you feel how they used to feel. And when you find yourself feeling in a wacky, that word comes to me, but I never use it. I'm very sensitive to words. I remind myself from this character from Lemon Snicket, the series of unfortunate events. There's this one character who is very obsessed with words only. The word wacky comes to me. So when you find yourself feeling in a way that you wouldn't normally feel, something from the past surfaces, and you know that you're not that person anymore, you're matured, you know how to take care of yourself, you wouldn't keep yourself in that feeling state, you wouldn't allow other people to treat you the way they did. So there's no need to feel this way, right? But you still feel that way. Or if you find yourself thinking in a way that doesn't really suit your situation where you are in life and who you've become, but you still find remnants of that thinking pattern that just shows who you used to be. So when you find yourself having a temper tantrum of some sort, or feeling like you're not fully on board with yourself, because that's really what's going on. There are parts of you who are not fully on board with you. One part of you wants to go forward, wants to move energy in certain direction, wants to do something, wants to execute something, wants to externalize or actualize something. But there's another part of you who's like, no, I'm just gonna play here. And then there's another part of you who's just gonna play death metal on the loudest and have a temper tantrum and just gonna be rebellious towards you no matter what. Everything you do is gonna do against. And you might encounter different parts of you like this. What your advice to do is don't mistake yourself for yourself. Because that happens at times. So if one aspect of you wants to stop you from doing something, you might think, okay, then I'm not going to do it. But that's just a part of you. What is actually being called upon here is that you recognize that part of you as a part of you. It doesn't need to be healed. Mostly it doesn't want to be healed because it's not broken. There's nothing wrong with it. You don't need another retreat. You don't need another therapy session. You don't need another something. You need a connection within yourself, this straight part with this children of yourself. Some of them, they need to have a chat with you. They need you to have a chat with them. They don't want you to take them on some sort of a cleaning procedure. They want you to ask them, how are you doing? If you don't know who that is, if you don't know which aspect of you it is, when you find yourself acting, behaving, thinking, or feeling a way that it just kind of feels something is just, I'm not going to say off because it's not off, but it's not in alignment with what you wanted to do. It's not in alignment with who you are and how you decided to actualize yourself. Ask a question. Who are you? How can I help you? Enter a conversation. Sometimes they want to chat. Sometimes they just want to be seen and acknowledged. They don't want to be ignored by you. And that's all that they need in most of the cases. That's what the cards are showing me here. But there is a resistance. Basically, each set of cards, I also pulled another round before this, each set of cards that came in pairs or in triples had this opposing energy of you wanting to go in a certain direction, but then there is an aspect of you that goes in the opposite direction. And what is generally advised for all of them is to familiarize yourself with parts of yourself. Really just observe. And find that one aspect of you that is just centered, has a clear overview of who you are, where you're going, and who are the other parts. In my previous video, I have used the word terrestrial because I just love that word and I think it beautifully matches to the meaning of earthly realm and physical experience. But I did not use the word arboreal. And if you're into spiders, then you know. If you know, you know. Speaking of spiders, I have a pet tarantula who molted recently. I don't know when exactly did she molt because she was hidden in a burrow. But approximately at the time when that was happening, over the last one and a half weeks, I had a vision of her molting and she was in a darkness, pitch black darkness. It was just, I've seen the contractions happening as she was leaving the exoskeleton. And each contraction was glowing in a neon colors. She's now bigger than ever. She used to be 9 centimeters long. Now she is around 12. But she didn't come out yet. Although she is bigger than ever, she did not come out yet. Human transformation does not happen quickly as spider transformation. Spider transformation also lasts, in essence, very few hours, but on a macro level, it's actually a month or more than a month, sometimes a few months. She tells me that if you found yourself in this space where you feel like you're emerging after molting, it's okay to take some time for yourself. It's totally okay not to have to rush out and be like, hey world, look at me, I'm bigger than ever. Take your time. Rest. Take care of yourself. Also, you might have been used to operating on some sort of a low maintenance throughout your life. You might have struggled, you might have had to survive, and taking care of your physical body in the best of its capacity has not always been the top priority for yourself. But now, as you're bigger than ever, you need to prioritize taking care of yourself. You need to feed yourself, you need to wash yourself, you need to clothe yourself, you need to sleep well. Your needs matter. You have total rights to recognize what it is that you need and to have those needs being taken care of. And first and foremost, you gotta do this to yourself. In whatever way, shape, capacity you're capable of. But you are now, as you came until this point where you are right now, you are now not in the position where you can allow yourself to go do the bureaucracy in the city without giving yourself breakfast first. That might have been possible 10, 20 years ago. You might have run the entire day, all the chores, all the responsibilities on having just a coffee on an empty stomach. But now you need to practically love yourself a bit more. I want to see my spider. Like, I'm really excited. I've never seen her in her full capacity yet. But despite me impatiently waiting outside of her enclosure and just want to take a picture of her and want to admire how huge she is, she doesn't come out simply because I want it. She takes her time. In my previous video, I have tried to convey a message that was shown to me multiple times over the last some time. This was one of the messages that came out through the tarot reading that I didn't post, and I tried to convey it in the previous reading, and I did. I found words, I found context in which to explain it. Children. And before I posted the video, I couldn't sleep because I used that one word that didn't really sit well with me. And I couldn't rest, and I had to go and Google that word to find out that actually the meaning of that word is not really the meaning that I tried to convey, and it's not really related to what I wanted to say. And I decided to cut out this part of the video, which is posted recently on the before this video on my channel. So if you watch that video, there's going to be a red part where the message is available in this video. So here it is. I'm speaking to somebody who has experienced the presence of a loving, kind energy in their presence, yeah, that leads you, guides you, shows you the way, makes you not question, but reflect on things that are important to you. It makes you redefine or reevaluate what is it that you consider in terms of friendships, relationships, love, fulfillment. It makes you really reevaluate it for yourself because you have changed. And some concept of your life and your aspects of life need to change as well. And they're now falling into place according to the changes that you've made. And that energy might be confusing at times, this loving presence that is happening, because it doesn't come from a physical being, right? There's no physical person in your environment that creates some sort of like a foundation through which you can experience some sort of connectivity in a way that you did. I'm speaking to somebody who has been confused about it and wondered if there's anything wrong with you, or if you are imagining things, or if this is a sign of that something needs to be fixed or healed. And the answer that came to me was basically, the part of the answer is there's a left side, there's a middle part, and there's a right side. The left side is applicable in a terrestrial term, which means that in the human realm, in the physical reality, how you experience this energy might be seen as a problem. It is not something that you can simply go to your friends and brag about them, and brag to them about the energy that you're experiencing, because if they have not had a similar experience of any kind, they're not going to understand you. It's a little bit messy, and from the earthly perspective, it might look like a problem to solve. It might look like something that requires a deeper introspection or a conversation, or perhaps even professional help. In the middle ground of the answer, and what you're actually guided and called to do, is to hold dichotomy. Because humans have this property of looking for problems in order to create solutions. This is how we feel space and time. This is how businesses are made. This is how the money flows. And human mind is kind of conditioned to, if something is ununderstandable, if something doesn't really fit immediately, then it is seen as a problem, as something that needs to be solved or fixed or healed even. The middle part of the answer is that this is not going to be a problem unless you make it to be. You have a choice how you can relate to this. In the arboreal realm, in the non-physical, this is not a problem at all. In fact, the presence of this energy is here to teach you, to lead you, and to upgrade you, and to tweak you into the new frequency that you're embodying. By default, the energy that is present with you has higher vibrational frequency than what you embody by default. Which means that when you come in contact with it, your energy is increasing. And as you're going through these aspects that this energy is showing you that you need to work on, children, as you're working through this, and as you're working through these aspects that this energy is pointing you to, your energy is raising up. The point of it is that you are through this, to working with this energy, you're being prepared for people that are going to show up in your path, whether your professional path or family path or love life. You know it for yourself, and you will see eventually. But there are going to be people who have higher frequency than what you currently embody or what you did up until 2 months ago. And you need to be able to sustain their presence without collapsing, without going into an anxiety mode, and without sabotaging in one way or another. Either that, or you yourself, you are becoming the high frequency person. I also call them high voltage person. So, kind of connected to the first thing that I said, the end goal of this process is that I see you being in the center, firm, very strong in your presence, able to hold your presence and hold your knowing and hold your center, even if around you is a mess. Basically, you are reaching the point where you feel like you're at home with yourself, no matter what is going on around you. Even if what is going on inside of you, if it would be externalized, it kind of looks messy. One more thing, and that is, yesterday I was shown a vision of you looking like multiple vortex tornado. I have to remind you, look at how far you've come. Really. Not in terms of write a gratitude list and so on. Do so if that's something that you feel like is necessary to you right now. But what I've seen was life being visualized as a multiple vortex tornado, where each vortex is visually representing who you are in each aspect of life. So there's a vortex of you that is you in a relationship, and then within this vortex there are vortex of you with a relationship with this person and that person and this person, and then there is a vortex of you in your workplace, or you in a career, or you in a different career, or who you are when you're with your pets and so on. And then there is this largest one, the one that encompasses all of your vortexes. And that one, the slowest moving but all encompassing vortex, shows that as life is cyclical, there is something that happened up around like here somewhere, which I would say it's something like 5 or 6 years ago. There is something that you did back then that was back then a little bit out of character for you, but you did it. And it was maybe a little bit weird, but you did it. And now 6 years later, that thing you did that was out of character then is totally not out of character now. Because now that thing is kind of course you did it. Yeah, of course you did it. And knowing that, look how far you've come. And honor that. You know, in the beginning of all the times, I had a vision that someday I'm going to have a YouTube channel that is going to be my living room, where we just gonna sit here and have a chat. And keep it very simple and keep it very chill. I didn't know that this is going to be reading tarot and channeling, but it is what it is. I'm happy to be here, I'm happy to show up for you, and I'm happy that you are also here. Thank you for being here, thank you for doing what you're doing. Your efforts are appreciated. Whatever you do that you feel like you're not receiving immediate gratification or validation or appreciation or love for what you're doing and what you're providing to the planet, know that it has been seen, it's appreciated, and it's taken into account. Thank you for everything you're doing. And thank you once again for being here. Ciao.